Hello, everybody. It is day 27 of a Proverb a day. We're going to go ahead and get started. So I took my notes in my Bible. I'm like getting comfortable writing in my Bible. Like I highlight in here and stuff, but I'm really like getting comfortable. I literally bought a Bible just to take notes in, and I never take the notes in the Bible. So I'm doing that now. But, so verse 1 of 27, it says, boast not, oh my goodness. We are doing a Proverb a day for 31 days, May 2023. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. We're literally almost done. So this has been an amazing thing. It's really showed me a lot about myself, honestly. And honestly, just how forgiving God is, because all these things he tells us not to do that I know that I've done almost every single one in every chapter, right? So it's beautiful, very, very humbling. And yeah, so verse 1 of chapter 27, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. And so basically, what I got from it is just, don't be so big about tomorrow. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. One of my favorite scriptures, it is Matthew, I want to say it's 6:33. And basically it's just saying, don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow got its own problems. And that helps me out a lot because I used to have like crippling anxiety. And so that's something that really helped me. And I like this verse because it's like, don't even talk too big. Like, don't be so focused on tomorrow, basically, right? 2, let another man praise thee, not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thine own lips. And that's something that I spoke about the other day is, it's good. I think it's okay to know, like, hey, I accomplished this. Cool. But I think it's important to not be boastful about yourself. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, right? Like, don't be so boastful about yourself. Give other people a chance to celebrate you before you go and try to make somebody celebrate you. 3, a stone is heavy and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? So jealousy is worse than anger. 5, open rebuke is better than a secret love. And I want to say it was contemporary English. It says, a truly good friend will correct you. And that's so important. I've said this multiple times, but I think that's something that people forget is part of God's love is correction. And so some people, they don't like to be corrected because they feel, oh, well, if you're correcting me, you don't love me. If you're correcting me, you're judging me, you're this. And they're seeing it from a very negative perspective, when in reality, the people who care about you, they're gonna correct you because they don't want you to die. They don't want you out here doing things that are wrong. They don't want you out here doing things that are ultimately detrimental to your health and to your livelihood. 6, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. And something that I got from that is just, relationships are sometimes they're gonna hurt. And I think part of that is because when you're in a relationship, I said it the other day, it is literally like immersion therapy, but it holds a mirror. It holds a mirror up to you. It says it a little bit later, basically that like what we like perceive, like how we see people is what's in our heart. And I think that's one of the coolest and most interesting thing about relationships is because relationships hold that mirror up to you. You literally are seeing like, okay, if I'm reacting to this way, especially if you really know that person, that's not their heart. I'm reacting to this way. What in me is causing my brain to think that that's what they meant by that? And so it goes to show that like you might experience some pain in a relationship. Relationships are going to have moments where it might hurt. And I'm not saying like y'all need to be screaming and arguing and yelling. Like, it doesn't have to be all that to hurt. Somebody can literally tell me that I hurt their feelings and now my feelings are hurt, right? But that's important for me to know that I hurt their feelings because that's never my intention. And so to know that I did that to somebody is painful for me. That doesn't mean we're sitting here screaming at each other, calling each other out of our names, and a relationship should not be all that, in my opinion. That's just me. I don't believe, I'm not subscribed into participating in a relationship like that. The first time you call me out of my name, we're done. This is my new rule. These are new boundaries, okay? Because of all the things I did deal with in the past, right? So and that's something that I literally had to realize and accept. I went into this mindset of, well, if a relationship is from God, it's going to be absolutely perfect and they're never going to hurt my feelings. And one of my best friends, who I know for a fact is literally my gift from God, she hurt my feelings. And I know it wasn't like, I genuinely know it wasn't her intention, and I'm not even going to say it was her. It was just the situation hurt my feelings. But that doesn't make me love her any less. And I just know, and I know now, like, in relationships, there are going to be things that happen that we might not like. And it's because it's two different people coming together, two different schedules that have to work, two different minds that have to understand each other and take that time to understand each other, you know? And so, yeah. So 7, the full soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. And friendship is better than perfume is basically what it's saying. Thy own friend and thy father's friends forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity. For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. And one of the translations I really want to say was Contemporary English, was basically saying, like, don't desert your family and your friends. And that's definitely something that I needed to see. That my son be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him that for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. Something that I've started implementing is my quiet mornings, and I literally do not talk to people. Like, do not talk to the outside world. Like, if you don't live in my house, I don't talk to you until, like, earliest 3 p.m. Some people, their time is 1, but for the most part, and everybody knows, if I don't talk to you at 1, you're not getting talked to till 3. Because that's my morning, because I work overnights and this whole thing. But, like, I need all of that time. I need all of that time to get it together, to set my mind on God, okay? I need that time. And I know that when I don't have that time, my brain, it's just something about it. Just something, it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. Like, I need that time. I need the quiet morning. 15, a continual dropping in a very rainy day, and a contentious woman are alike. And that's basically saying don't nag. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand which bewrayeth itself. And I was like, what does that mean? And so I went to another translation, and it literally means it's easier to catch wind or to keep oil in your hand. And y'all know when you put the oil, when I put the oil in my hair and I put it in my hand and start, it's easier to do that than to get a woman to stop nagging. I said, oh, so I got to get my light back. 1 second. Whoops. There we go. But yeah, so 17, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Again, who you surround yourself with is important. If you are surrounding yourself with people who have no desires and no aspirations to go anywhere, and they have a mindset that you don't want to be in anymore, it's harder. It's not even going to go that way. It's important to put people in your life who are in places that you want to be, or who have the same desire to go the places that you want to go. And they are actively learning like you're actively learning, so you guys can continue to learn and teach each other. 18, whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof. So he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. Tend to the trees that you plant, is what I got for that. And as in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. And that's verse 19. And this is the verse I was speaking of. So in Contemporary English, it says, you see your face in a mirror and your thoughts in the minds of others. And literally, people, like, especially personal, intimate relationships, they hold a mirror up to you. And that's one reason why as you grow closer to God, you start to see more things of you that are not like God, because you're learning what godliness is, you're learning what holiness is, and you're like, ooh, I don't do that. Ooh, I do that all the time. And so it holds a mirror up to you. So your personal relationships, your close relationships, they hold a mirror up to you for the things that you might not like and things that you might not even realize that you do. And so when you see those things, it's important to hold yourself accountable, take accountability, apologize if you need to apologize, repent if you need to repent, and, ask God for the strength and the grace and the help to work through all these things and to learn more and to, learn better traits. 20, hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. Humans are never satisfied. And I think that part of the reason that humans are never satisfied is because, I won't say never satisfied because it does say, we like long life, you'll be satisfied, right? But I think that part of the reasons why our flesh is not satisfied is because we were created to yearn after God. And so when we're not seeking that relationship, when we're not being fulfilled in that relationship, we're not going to be satisfied. The only way to really be satisfied is to have that deep personal relationship with God. 21, as the finding pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation. The hay appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and the herbs of the mountains are gathered. So take care of your things, because your riches are not forever. And then it continues to say, the lambs are for the clothing, the goats are the price of the field, and thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, and for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance of thy maidens. And so in taking care of the things that you are given, in tending to the trees that you plant, which we learned in verse 18, and taking care of your things, which we learned 23 to 25, it tells you in 25 to 26, or 26 to 27, my bad. In taking care of your affairs, you're going to continue to take care of your family. And so just make sure that you are taking care of all of the things that need to be taken care of. Take care of your home, take care of all of your relationships, and really steward the things that you have well. And in doing that, you will never go without. And that is something that I am consistently being reminded of when I look around and I see that I'm not stewarding things well. I'm like, this is why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, because you're not tending to the important relationships in your life. You're not spending enough time with God, and you're not stewarding the things that he gave you well. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today, but you guys have a good one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that is it. That is all. Goodbye.